Hey, everybody. Listen, welcome into the building. I'm so glad that y'all are spending a moment of Friday night here with me at Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva. I love seeing y'all in Sin City from NOLA. I see you. You like the Gray Tribe. I think we're going to go with that, but we'll make an announcement tomorrow. Listen, tonight is a really beautiful night because we have from the Carolina Panthers. She is a Carolina TopCats, and I'm reading because I don't want to mess this up. Okay, guys. She is our first transgender cheerleader for an NFL football team. She's here to talk to us. She is amazing. And you know, when anybody comes and they tells their story, you know, it's not easy to tell your story, okay? It's so hard. Like sometimes it's even hard to talk to our family, right? And our friends. So imagine sharing your story with the world. So with further ado, the stars aligned and everything met up. So we're here together and I'm bringing Justine in the building. Hey, beautiful.
Hello, everyone.
Listen, how are you? I'm so glad that you're here, and I'm so glad
Yes,
that you are brave enough to share your story with the world, okay? Because I think
absolutely.
everyone needs to hear it. So, Justine, do me a favor and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, again, my name is Justine Simone Lindsay. I grew up in Charlotte, North Carolina, but I also moved to California to really hound in on my craft as far as dance, because I started dancing when I was really young, and so I felt like Charlotte was like a place for me to start, but also LA was like my foundation. So of course I was bi-coastal from Charlotte to California. Then I came back to Charlotte, North Carolina, and I studied at St. Augustine's University in Raleigh, North Carolina. And
Nice.
I was able to take classes also at North Carolina State University. And so I was doing that, and then I kind of stayed away from it, but I was able to get back into dance and. Because I just felt like education was like a very, very important part of my life that I wanted to really like just stick with. So I just focused on education for a while, but then I got right back into dance. I studied dance at the North Carolina Dance Theater at the time, which is now the Charlotte Ballet here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Um, I worked with Debbie Allen, who was like my godmom. She basically trained me, and she used to call me her little diamond in the rough because at first, when she first saw me, she was just like, okay, what is going on with this thing? Like, she needs to get some technique in her system. So she took me under her wing, and I just studied under her. But I have an older brother and an older sister. I'm the baby of the family. I have a very supportive family who love me and just wants to see me, happy and successful. Also, I grew up in the church, very heavy in the church, and now I just felt like, why not do it? So we're here now.
We're here now. But wait a minute, you can't
Yes.
just brush by Debbie Allen teaching you. Like, hold on for a minute. You're like, oh yeah, Debbie Allen taught me, took me under my wing.
Yes.
Yeah, listen, what that is amazing. First, I want to ask you, so how long have you been dancing?
Oh gosh. Well, I started seriously in like I would say, I was like middle school ish, like
Okay.
sixth
Oh,
grade.
wow.
Because I mean, I've always had an interest in dance because I used to like, see, like Alvin Ailey Dance Theater, also Dance Theater of Harlem, um, like a lot of like different companies. Of course, like I'm pro Black, everything. So like I saw that, but I never like when I grew up doing dance, it wasn't enough of us, and so I just really like stuck to it and said, you know what, I want to dance just like them. I want to be just like them. And so I started at North Carolina Dance Theater around sixth grade, and then I just kind of like took it more seriously once I got offered a scholarship. I started with the North Carolina Dance Theater, and then I met Debbie Allen my seventh grade year, and she was
Wow.
actually hosting a dance clinic in Chester, South Carolina, where her mom used to teach. And so it was a lot of different, people from around the world would come down, and she just saw me out of all those people, and I was the only one who she offered a full ride to her academy in LA. So I literally left home by myself and just moved to LA and really like started to, do my thing.
That's a beautiful story. Debbie Allen. Okay, you slipped that one in on me. Very,
Yes.
really nice. So how old were you when you got the scholarship with Debbie Allen?
So I was, oh gosh, I was like around like 13, 14, because I remember moving out there when I was 14 alone. But I had a host mom who didn't have kids of her own. And so she just took me in, and while I was staying with her, she also was very successful. She's a lawyer for the school district LAUSD in Los Angeles, and so she pretty much just helped me become who I am today, but also to just, staying under her, I really learned a lot as far as like leaving home at a young age versus, going out there when I'm older, because you have like your own mind. But when I was there, I had to just kind of grow up fast, but it was a good
Yeah.
experience. I enjoyed it.
Wow. So wait, now you got to tell me when your mom knew you got this scholarship and you was going to move away, what did she say?
Well, my family, of course, they were a little. Well, it's never been done before. Like anyone in my family. I mean, my family, we're very like creative beings. My sister, she grew up in pageants. Brother played football. My uncle was an
Okay.
artist. So it was like like they got like recognition, but it didn't. I think like with me going out there and then Debbie Allen, I didn't know who Debbie Allen was at first. So my aunt, my grandma, my mom, they told me who she was. She was very big, very, very big, and she still is big, but I didn't know her at first. And so when I got the news, my mom, she was a little nervous, but at the same time, she didn't want me to miss out on the opportunity because you
Right.
never know if you're going to get the opportunity again. And so she was like, listen, if this is what you really want to do, then okay. And so she definitely, worked her butt off and came up with the money, even though I didn't really need any money to go down there because I was definitely, like blessed in so many ways. So she just scraped up some money and made sure that I was able to be on my way. And so she let me go. And it was emotional leaving the airport with my family behind, but it was a moment in time in my life that I knew this was a God given talent, So,
Wow.
yes.
That's a beautiful, beautiful story. So from 13 to how long were you there?
So, oh gosh, that's a good, I would say 18-ish, 18, 19. And then I moved
Wow.
back, and then I just really wanted I moved back at like 18, 19. And then I wanted to really like focus on education because I would like every day was dance in the morning, regular classes, and then right after school I would walk to the dance studio, which was like only like 3 miles away, and then I would literally be from like in dance from 3 all the way to almost 11 o'clock at night, and then have to do it all over
Wow.
again. It was an everyday thing, but when this is your life and this is something that God blessed you with, you don't really see everything else. You just want to be able to do what you're supposed to do. So
Yeah, it was definitely a blessing, and Debbie Allen thought on you. That's amazing.
Yes,
So
yes,
throughout
absolutely.
that time when you was in the school, were you in different maybe like plays or shows while you were learning how to dance?
Yes. So, Debbie, well, I would say, going back before moving to LA, Charlotte Ballet now is what it's called now. They would have, like, regular ballet productions like the Nutcracker, Snow White, things like that. And so I was doing that because I'm very, very, like, my focus is ballet. Out of
Okay.
all techniques that I learned, ballet really stuck to me because, you know, I never really saw a lot of us doing ballet. I've heard of them, but I've only seen them on TV. I never really, like, been amongst of like African American people doing it. So I
Right.
really wanted to stand out, and instead of doing like hip hop, which I love, but I feel like ballet is something that I just gravitated to. So I would really, really love to do like the Nutcrackers and like the different ballet productions that Charlotte Ballet was hosting. But then when I went out to LA and danced with Debbie Allen, she incorporated everything: tap, jazz, modern dance, African dance, ballet, hip hop, salsa, flamenco, everything in her productions. And so it was giving me an opportunity to not only appreciate all styles of dance, but I was able to also do productions for her. She did the chocolate nutcracker. She's also did Alex in Wonderland, which is another, like, Alice in Wonderland, but just like a boy
Hmm.
version. She's Brothers of the Night. She's in a lot of different productions.
Wow.
Yes.
Amazing. I mean, that's a great story. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
So that's really, really nice. And so I'm assuming that you're still very close to Debbie Allen to this day.
I am. I am.
Okay.
She's definitely
That's
giving me
nice.
my flowers, and just saying congratulations. And I just, again, I always just give her the utmost respect because she saw something in me that maybe no one else has, and I really, really give my career to her because if it wasn't for her, I don't even think I would be in this predicament where I am now.
Hmm.
And so it's really, really important that I give her her flowers while she's here, not while she's gone.
Yeah, I like that. Have you ever, speaking of ballet, have you ever met Misty Copeland? I hope I'm saying
I
getting
know.
her name
Oh
right.
my God. So I've never met Misty, but I really felt like because I've never been to New York.
Oh, okay.
So I really feel like had I been to like New York and in like
Circles.
in her circle, yeah, like I think I was able to meet her, but I've never met her. But I would say that her story and just her whole entire being, I could like really relate to it because she is literally a ballerina, an African American ballerina, and that's exactly who I inspired to be. And so she's definitely one of my top that I could definitely consider like just beautiful.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay, great. And so you told us you had siblings, and so all of y'all kind of artsy. Was your mom kind of like into like the arts world? Um,
So my mom, she did volleyball. Like she was very, very good at volleyball when she was in school. Um, I would say her creativity came out with like her fashions
okay.
and just like the different styles that she did back in the day. Because I remember like looking at photos of her and like my family members, and I could see like she was so stylish. And so like I was like, okay, so my mom got it going on here. But so I think like that was like her niche. But I think like once my brother, my sister, they were into like football and pageants and things like that. I think like she knew that either I was going to be either into sports or something, with the arts.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, so I know this is what intrigued me about your story when I read it. First of all, I thought it was really great on the NFL. To
Yes.
be so innovative, right?
Yes.
To embrace your you into their cheerleading team. And then when I read that the first time anybody ever knew, or like your friends, of course your family knew, right? That you were transgender is when you got the job. So tell us a little bit about that. Because
Okay,
I was
so
reading and I was like shocked.
yes, like so like I don't I tell people all the time, especially like in reports, like the first openly trans, I've always been open. I've never tried to hide behind a brick wall to fit in. I'm a very business oriented person. If anyone see me out, in person, they always say like, wow, like, she's very like on the go, but she's so like business savvy. And
Hmm.
so I just came in as myself. I didn't try to put up a front for anyone. Um, and when I made the post, it really had nothing to do with me being trans. I just really wanted to show that, hey, number one, I'm bald. Number two, I'm African American. And then, yes, three, I am trans. So all of those things that is up against me, I was able to knock it down because I was being authentic and true to myself. And I tell people all the time, like, whether I didn't make it or not, I was fine with that because at least I was able to go after what I really wanted to do. And
Right.
so nobody knew on the team. Nobody knew. But also no one cared, if that makes sense. Like everyone was just like, hey, listen, we just see another black girl. Hey, yes, she's bald headed, but she can kick some ass. Like she can dance. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know if I can curse. I'm so sorry,
No,
but
that's fine. You're fine. You're
uh,
fine.
you know, it was more so like a talent thing. I mean, I danced for so long, and so I didn't want to put it to waste. And so I put myself out there, not to make it like a publicity stunt, because that's not what I'm here for. It was because
Right.
I know I can dance and I want the world to see it. And so I put it out there just to say, hey, listen, regardless of the odds against you, whoever you are, if you are black, if you are trans, it doesn't matter. Just go after your goals. If this is a goal of yours, if this is a dream of yours, by all means go for it. And that's really where I just say, you know what, the cat's out the bag. Yes, I'm trans, but hey, I'm here, I made the team, and I just thank God for it.
Beautiful. I love it. So I got to ask you this. So
Yes.
how often do you practice?
So oh gosh. So we practice twice out of the week, but I guess it just depends on, like, of course, because football season is like literally around the corner. So we're gonna be practicing a lot more often. But after the team was announced to the world, it was only like twice a week. Just
Okay.
twice a week, yes.
Okay. But I'm sure because you're like in tip top shape. So how often do you work out? And do you watch what you eat, so to speak, for lack of a better
Yes.
word?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Okay.
I mean, it's very important that you do so, especially as a dancer or just an athlete in general. And you know what? Not even just like an athlete in general. I would say just a person, a person in general. I think everybody needs to just make sure that you watch what you eat, because there's so many things that's coming out nowadays that they're telling people, don't eat this, it's not good for you. Don't eat that, it's not good for you. So as an athlete, I just kind of watch what I eat, because I know that we have to run. We run the stadium, and that's like something I'm like, oh my gosh, like I've never done that before. So
Okay.
having to like run so much, drink water a lot more than the usual, and just
Okay.
just really like watching your body is very important. So I definitely watch what I eat. But I will say that back in the day, 'cause I don't know if other teams are still doing this, but I know for from my coach's mouth, I remember she was telling me that the cheerleaders used to get weighed back in the day. And so yes, and that was like a stickler. But I think, like, because my coach is so like laid back, and she just sees creativity, she sees a person.
Hmm.
She didn't want to, like, she wanted to bring something different to the organization. She was like, listen, we're not gonna worry about that. we're gonna take that away. So what if you were on a thicker side? If you can perform and incite and entice me to be like, oh my gosh, like she's it, definitely, like she's gonna pick you. So image is definitely important, but
Right.
definitely eating healthy is also a big thing, because we're dancing throughout the entire game from first quarter all the way to fourth, and then sometimes fifth quarter. So
Wow. Okay. Thank you for that. We have a very good question here. I don't know if you mind answering. Do you have any advice for Zaya, Dwayne Wade's transgender daughter, since she's
oh
so young?
yeah, I would just say just be honest with yourself. She's already a beautiful human being. And I can just see that her parents are also her support group. So I
Mm-hmm.
would just say to her, if I ever met her, like, just continue to still live in your truth, be true to yourself, and don't allow others or naysayers steal your joy, because there's going to be a lot of times where you feel like you're going to have to question yourself. But as long as you know who you are, and you just do the said the Lord, everything is possible. Anything is possible.
Right, right. That's very good advice. And yes, I think a good support system always helps. And I could,
Absolutely.
yeah, I feel and I could tell like you had an amazing support group, because you
Yes.
just seem so like, complete, and like, you just have it all there and have it all together. So, just a question I think a lot of people always have is like, like when did you kind of know, like when did you say like, what, there's something, about me that
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, when did you know?
I knew at a very young age. I think
Okay.
every mom, and I hear this from so many parents. And I've also got parents who have transgender kids come up to me, or just like DM me and say, I've always known that my son or my daughter was special. So I would say
Mm,
I would have to say that I knew when I was younger. But also too, my mom was that kind of mom that she didn't like force me to do like like go play with Legos, like, go play with trucks. Like, she just really just let me be me. But also, too, I grew up very heavy in the church. So, um, that was a difficult thing, too, because, having to navigate and really figure out, okay, who is Justine? Like, who is this being? So,
right,
but my mom and my family around me, I've always, heard them say, like, listen, we're going to support our baby regardless. So, I think that just really made me just become more, more confident and, like you said, more complete.
yes.
Um, so yeah, I knew at a very young age, very young age.
Wow. All right, that's amazing. It's amazing, I hear that a lot from many that they knew very early on. And it was fortunate, like for you, it seems like you was able to embrace it like kind of
Yeah.
early on. And I do know, we're treading lightly, right? But I do understand when you grow up in the church, because I grew up in the church too, and there's very strong feelings about,
Yes.
very
Yes.
strong feelings. And those strong feelings can kind of like make you, like you said, kind of question, like, okay, what's
And you
going
know
on
what?
here?
And it's so funny because um I remember like my Pastor Reverend Clark Alexander, he my pastor, he just knew something was special, because I always
Mm,
I call myself special. I know I'm special from
yes.
head to toe, but he knew that I was a very special being. He knew I was also talented too. um
Mm,
and I know some, and tread lightly, I know some pastors try to change
yeah.
and without saying too much, but
Right. I'm
he just
following you. I'm
embraced
vibing with you. Yes.
he just embraced me and just let me be who I was in the church. I mean, regardless of what other people said about me, he just knew that my family had a good heart. And then also too, my family grew up in that church. So we were
Okay.
like, we were very known. We were very
Right.
known in the church, and so he just let me be me. But also too, you know, I mean, I've had those moments in the church. It was not easy, but at the
Okay.
same time, I still knew who my God was. I still knew the man who took care of me, who made sure that my blessings were not going anywhere, but they were going to come to me, regardless. So I always tell people, and some people are like very shocked that I'm like very spiritual, but that's just me. I'm not I didn't change who I
Right.
believe in, because I know that there is a God, and I believe in him, because if it wasn't for him, I would not be here. I wouldn't be
Amen.
continuing to get these blessings. And so, it shocks people that I'm talking about this, but I'm like, listen, at the end of the day, it shouldn't. I'm a child
Right.
of God, and I'm not afraid to say that. And I can say that to anyone. So,
Yeah. Listen, God bless that pastor.
yes.
Oh my God. God
Yes.
bless that pastor. And like I said, because I don't want this to go down a whole different path, but I know many, preach against it. That's the easy, light way to say it.
Yes.
Many preach
Yes.
against
Yes.
it, right? And so that pastor, I mean, definitely was chosen from God. I mean, yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
wow. Amazing.
Yes.
And so no, we didn't actually address this yet, but how did your cheerleading team, well, I think we kind of might have, right? Your cheerleading team, they embraced you?
Yes, 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 yes. So after the post that I did on Instagram, it was so funny because like our first practice was like maybe like a week after. Well, I'm sorry, it was a business meeting, excuse me.
Okay.
And when we got to the business meeting, like we just all I remember like we all like got very emotional, but also like in a very happy place, because you could just feel the energy amongst like everyone. It was all 30 of us. We were all there, and you could just you knew that this was the right time in the right place to be. And honestly, everyone just embraces it, and they just treat me the same. you know um there's always asking me, like how am I doing, how's my mental. And I do the same thing for everyone else, because it's I care about my teammates, and they care about me, and so we just all in it together.
That's beautiful. I love it. Here's another good question.
Okay.
Were you bullied growing up?
Believe it or not, no, no. I am a
Okay.
person, it's so funny because I grew up, so my brother and my sister, we all went to the same middle school together.
Okay.
So everyone knew like I was Demarcus and Britannia's, little sister growing up. So nobody messed with me. But then, of course, when they went out and they finished school, and I was like, in high school, I was that person that everybody got along with. Like, believe it or
Nice.
not, like I was with like the popular group. I was with the sports athlete team. I was with, what do they call them? The geeks, or then I was with everybody. So I just blended in, and still to this day, everyone that I graduated high school with still contact me. Like, we're still close, and
Nice.
they just said congratulations on my success, because we all wanted everyone to succeed in some way, shape, or form in any pathway that they choose. But I was never bullied. I was always embraced, and I'm one of those people that I never had to deal with certain things that most trans women have to deal
Mm.
with. And I thank God for that, because I don't even know if I would probably be here, if that makes sense.
No, it makes a lot of sense to me. You
Yes.
you are actually a good person to go out and talk to a lot of people because
Good.
you have a lot of positive experiences. And I think it has a lot to do with, not saying that anybody else doesn't have a good personality, but I think it has a lot to do with your personality, a lot to do with your support system,
Yes,
and a
ma'am.
lot to do with, again, I'm gonna go back to your pastor, like amazing person to
Yes.
embrace it and help you feel comfortable, like you're good. God made you. You're fine. So
Yes, ma'am.
yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
he's really a good pastor. So you told me when you started dancing, and I love that. And so how did you even try out for the team? What made you try out?
That's a good question. So every year around, I would say like November, December, it really just depends because it changes for a lot of different teams. But I know
Okay.
here in the Carolinas, they were having their auditions a little bit earlier this year, and so they would send out. Well, I went on actually the Carolina Panthers website, and it was always something in my head that was telling me, you know, check and see when their cheerleaders auditions was going to be. So I looked on there and I was like, okay, like I was a little nervous because I didn't really think I was going to do it, but I just said, you know what, I'm going to sign up for a reminder.
Okay.
So then once the reminder was sent out, it just pretty much said, congratulations for signing up. You're one step closer to making your dream a reality. And so they gave us like some guidelines because we were doing the semifinals, and the semifinals were via Zoom. Well, the first half of them, sorry. And so I remember just submitting a video of the choreography that was sent to us. And with literally like the next day, I got an email saying that I made it to the second round of semifinals. And so I was like, oh gosh, okay. But at first I was nervous because I asked my mom, I was like, Mom, like, do you think do you really think I should do this? And she said, listen, go for it. If you don't make it, at least you tried. But if you
Yes.
make it, then hey, listen, go all out because you got it. And so, of course, my grandmother was supporting me, my sister, my brother. My brother is like, he doesn't even have a clue about dance, but he's like, listen, if you just go for it, do it. And
Nice.
so after I made it to the second half of semifinals, that was in person. So at that point, it was like 180 of us. And when I tell you, the minute you walk inside the audition process and you get your number, all you see is just beautiful beings everywhere, like from left to right. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like I wonder how they're going to pick this team because out of 655 people, only 180 made it to semifinals.
Wow.
And so that was a process. Semifinals was a process. The audition process is not easy. It's not easy
Mm.
because I think for a lot of people, they just think that cheerleaders are just the ones that just shaking their pom poms and entertaining. But you have to know a lot about the league. You have to know about the team. You have to know what's going on behind the scenes, political and not. And so just so that when we're doing appearances and we're talking to our fans and things like that, if they ask me a question, I need to know how to answer it. And so
Makes
that was
sense.
like, another part of the audition process. But the choreography, oh my gosh, my coach is a beast. When I tell you, she is a beast. And I didn't think that she had it in her, but honestly, like she kicked my tail and a lot of my other teammates because I was surprised that I even made the team because I got so nervous at finals
Uh-huh.
because I was like, oh my gosh, like not only this is the first time ever that we had our finals auditions in the actual stadium.
Wow.
And we were amongst 20 judges, and then behind the judges were all of like throughout the years from 1996 all the way to the present TopCats
The
who was
past
in the stand.
cheerleaders.
Yes. And
Oh my
so
God.
I was like, oh my God, not only am I amongst royalty, but I have to know my stuff. So
Right.
of course, I just remember, just saying, God, you know what? Whatever happens, I'm just gonna leave it on the floor and just thank you for getting me here. And when I tell you, I knew this was something that needed to happen because I remember when I got the call that I made the team, I was actually driving my car. I was leaving to go drop off a package. And I remember my coach calling me and she was saying, at first I didn't, I couldn't get in contact with you because she called me via Instagram. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Because my number changed during the
Okay.
process of me auditioning. And so I forgot to
Oh,
send it. So I was like, thank God she called me because if she didn't call me, I would have missed this opportunity. But I gave her my phone number and she said, hey, like, where are you? And I'm like, hey, I'm driving. I'm going to pull over. And I pulled over into a church parking lot. And that's when I knew it just all came full circle. This one, nothing but God. So I was just like,
yes.
I knew
Yes.
it. I knew it. And it was so funny because a lot of people were standing outside of the church. They had like something going on outside. and I zoned out. All I heard was congratulations, you made the team, and then I just literally jumped out the car and was crying so like much, but I also was just like thanking God, and all I saw was like the people walking over and they're like, "Are you okay?" And then me telling them the news, they were just like, "Oh my gosh, we're so happy for you." So it was a really
Um,
good moment. Yes.
very nice moment.
Yes.
Yes. And so Curve said, do you mentor any youngsters on this journey?
I just signed up for the to be like a big brother, a big sister, the big brother, big sister of Charlotte
Mm.
program.
Oh,
So
nice.
I don't right now, but I have had a lot of parents reach out to me via Instagram and just saying, how my story really inspired them, and they're wanting to, possibly start like a youth trans group for their kids, so I could just kind of be like a leader or a pioneer within the community, and just talk to them outside of dance, but just letting them know, like, what to look, like what to look out for,
Mm-hmm.
how to, like present yourself, and just how to, like just be yourself, but at the same time be cautious, because of course this world is very dangerous
Yes,
for a, a trans person, especially a person of color. But at the same time, I would have to say that if you just be true to yourself, I think that you'll be fine. Yes.
I like that. Yes, thank you for that. That's a good message to send. Are you looking to go into acting?
Yes. So my goal is to definitely, get into acting. I actually did a movie that's not out yet. It's supposed to come out later this year. But I did like a little small role here and there, and that experience was amazing, because I never thought that like I could literally cry on like that. And so,
Okay.
but not only that, like, I love acting, because I love to, like, one thing about me, I love to read. And if anybody see me out, they'll see, like, I have a book with me everywhere I go. And
Oh,
for some reason, like, I have this thing where it's like when I'm reading, I can literally like forget who I am and like relate to the character or be the character. And so I think that, me acting is actually something that I really was thinking about heavily. So fingers crossed that that's another door that will open for me,
we
for
will be
sure.
praying with you, and of course, send me a message, and I will let
Yes,
everybody know whatever
ma'am.
you're in. Okay. So, Great Matters. It's the Carolina Panthers, and Justine is a Carolina TopCat cheerleader. So
Yes.
So when does football season start? So because we gotta watch you.
So our first preseason game is August 26th.
Okay.
But the first official home opener, first game that everyone will see me, will be September the 11th. And
Okay.
we'll be playing the Cleveland Browns. Yes.
Well, I'm gonna be tuning in. I'm going to post it on my page so we can all watch you. We're going to be super excited. We're going to be
I'm
cheering you
happy.
on.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, you're extremely fortunate, right? Because
Yes,
you
ma'am.
had a good experience, throughout your life. And
Yes.
again, it wasn't by chance that Debbie Allen came and it's
Okay.
just, yeah, like it gives me chills, so to speak. I'm like Debbie Allen, like
Yes.
the person,
Yes.
like, yeah.
Yes.
So that's just amazing. And listen, you are also brave. I mean, because you left home at 13, and you had a very great host mom. Tell us a
Yes.
little bit about your host mom.
So her name is Belinda Stith. Shout out to her. She's amazing. She never had kids of her own. But she is one of those people that she just wants to see the good in everybody. And so she took me in and just embraced me as her own. And she taught me a lot, because even though she was a lawyer and she was like, that was her niche,
Uh-huh.
I could see the transition of her, like embracing her motherly instincts
Mm.
onto me. And because at first, I'm not gonna lie, I was not a I was not like a very like warm up person. I was like very standoffish, like shy, like to myself. So when I when my grandmother left, because my grandmother actually flew with me out there to like drop me
Okay.
off and things like that. So I remember, my grandmother leaving. She said, "Listen, this is not, this was not a mistake. You're here for a reason. So embrace it, embrace her, learn from her, and just grow as an individual." And so when she left, I was like, you know what? I'm going to figure out who this woman was. And she turned out to be very, very like just inspirational. She was definitely God sent to me because she taught me a lot about just the business. Also being amongst Black excellence, because not
Mm,
only was she a lawyer, but she was also really, really heavy in the community. And she allowed me to be around a lot of her successful friends. They were all surgeons, doctors, congressmen and women, like, and just to be amongst all of those people, I was like, oh my gosh. And so,
wow.
and of course, I like amongst that, I met Vanessa Bell Calloway, Felicia Rashad. I met like so many prominent names that I watched growing up. And so, just them coming up to me and saying, wow, like, you're very, very blessed. And hearing that every single day in my ear, I was like, you know what? I am.
Endless.
I am. I am
That's
definitely blessed. And
nice.
I
That's
think,
an amazing story.
yes.
That's beautiful. And God bless her
Yes,
for doing that. But
absolutely.
you know what? It was like God did a lot of things, right? He
Yes.
helped you,
Yes.
helped her because she didn't have her own children, and she, got to be a mom for all of those years while you was with her, and taught
Yes.
you a lot. So that's a beautiful thing. You know
Yes.
what? Let's take a moment. Okay, being the
Okay.
first. Oh, wait. Let me see. Being the first, do you feel pressure to represent for your entire community?
That's a good question. No, I don't feel the pressure. At first I did because, I think, I will say this, and I'm gonna be very blunt and honest, because that's the only way I can be.
Right.
Um, I felt, or I still feel to this day, that if it's not them, they don't care. And I've gotten a lot of support from my trans sisters that I know, but of course, there have been some that was just like, "Oh, girl, who cares?" Like, just,
Mm.
it was like, that kind of thing. So, um, I don't feel the pressure, because I know that I know that I have it in the grasp of my hands, but I'm also representing my community the best way that I know I can. So, no, I don't feel the pressure, not at all.
Okay. It's interesting what you just said. Wow. That's like a wow. That's like wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
like you would be surprised, like, because I think a lot of people like outside of the community, they think that, like, everyone within the LGBT community, we support each other, because we do, by all
right.
means. Yes, we want to see, we want to see one of us, become a lawyer, a judge, and there are a lot out here. But it's like, I think on this platform, I didn't think I was going to get a lot of, I got more positive than hate, but I was surprised that I was able to get some of the messages from my own sisters who I talk highly about. But I know it's not all of them. So
Right.
I just had to, you know, put it out there that I've gotten a lot of support from my community, but then I also got some negative from some of my sisters. But that ain't nothing but the devil
Right. You gotta leave it. You gotta
trying to
leave that
steal
where
my
it's at,
joy,
right?
and that's not gonna happen. So
Yeah. So
yes,
yeah, but you know what, again too, I mean, because of your upbringing and everything, like you have a really good attitude, really positive, good energy. I'll say that.
yes,
Very good
ma'am, yes,
energy.
ma'am.
Yes. I love it. I'm feeling it through the screen. There will always be haters. Yes, make it make sense. People want you to do well, just not better than them. It's sad reality. Yeah. That's
Yes,
sad sometimes, right?
yes, it
Yeah.
is.
And Malika, yes, she was given a scholarship to attend Debbie Allen's dance school. I'm saying, yeah, oh, you're Fifi, you're telling Malika. Yes, thank you, Fifi, for updating Malika. Yes, given a scholarship. I think Malika had asked, why did you leave home so young? And then Fifi just updated her
Oh,
and
yes,
told her,
ma'am. Yes.
yeah,
I
that
was
you
given a
got a
full ride.
scholarship,
Yes.
a
Hmm.
full scholarship. That, you listen, I didn't even know Debbie Allen did something like that. So that's really
Yes.
good to know. That's
Yes,
really good
Debbie
to
Allen,
know.
she hosts so basically when I came out there, I was a year-round student. And then she also has like summer intensives for kids, and she will pretty much, I don't know if she gives like full scholarships often, but I know that when I was under her supervision outside of my host mom, she gave me a full ride to study throughout the entire year. Well, until I was ready to be done, pretty much.
Wow,
Yes.
that is so, that's a beautiful thing. I really like that. And I believe to this day she's still teaching, right?
Yes, she still
Yeah.
teaches. Of course, she's also directing Grey's Anatomy, but her baby is her dance school, it's her dance academy, and I mean, I've met some amazing, amazing people just by her bringing in different people around the world, and that's why I really, really cherish and I appreciate my dance skills and my upbringing because, I've had some tough teachers, but also I grew up in a different time. And
Mhm.
so I know the disciplines and I know what it takes to go out here and represent. And just to put it out there for the world to hear, not only was I representing myself, but I was also representing Debbie Allen. I was representing Vitali Atrushkin. I was representing everybody who taught me how to dance. And
Right.
so that was really also like, a thank you to them as well for all the hard work and all of their patience to see me grow and come from a diamond in the rough to now a pearl out here doing amazing things. So
Yeah. Mel wants to know, have you ever visited the Grey's Anatomy set?
No, Mel, I haven't. But I will say if Miss Allen was able to give me that invitation, I would definitely be on set pronto. Absolutely.
Mhm. And thank you, all everyone out there for all the wonderful comments that y'all making. I do see them. I
Yes.
truly do appreciate it. Yes. So tell everybody where they can follow you at, because you have a podcast, which I think is amazing. So actually, tell us a little bit about your podcast.
Yes. So my podcast is Keeping It Sweet with Justine. It's on the Anchor app and it's also on Spotify.
Okay.
And my podcast is talking about everything. I'm like a Wendy Williams slash Oprah Winfrey because I don't hold
Okay.
back. I talk the talk, um, politics, excuse me, relationships, the difference between an HBCU and a PWI. I talk about everything, and my goal for my podcast is not to tell anyone how to live their life. I'm there to just give an observation or give my opinion, but I also want people to take something away from what I talk about. And I have everybody come on from like my mom, my friends, people who I don't even know to tell their story, but also make it relatable for everybody to enjoy. So it's on Spotify and the Anchor app, Keeping It Sweet with Justine's podcast. And then you can also follow me on my Instagram
Wait, hold
page.
it, hold on before you say those, Justine. I
Okay.
love the name. I love the name of your podcast. Don't forget, flip it to me in the email because I want to add it to the description of this video. And then later on, I'm gonna drop all of your stuff in the comments so that people can see it. Because we definitely want to follow your podcast and see what you're doing over there.
Yay!
So we wanna follow that, and I'm gonna add it all to the description. So I love that. Now you can continue on. I think your IG, your Facebook, and I don't know if you sent me something else. I did put that in the description already. Oh,
Yes.
thank you, Malika. Justine, you have such a sweet soul.
Thank you
Thank you,
so much,
Malika.
Malika.
So
Thank
yes.
you.
So yes, and they're saying like your podcast sounds really exciting. We would love to get to know your family members and your friends that you bring up there and see what you're talking about over there. So definitely,
Absolutely, absolutely.
yes.
Yeah, come on down. Like, just take a little, take a little dive into what I talk about, because I know, like, I don't have all the answers, and I don't want to, pretend that I have all the answers. I just am a person that just want to have a conversation. That's what it is for me. It's a conversation. And but yes, you can also follow me on my Instagram at Lindsay Lindsay _. You can follow me there, and also I do post on my podcast information on there as well.
Everybody's loving you, girlfriend.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Cece. Yes. And if my mods are out there and you caught the name of the podcast and everything, then you could drop it in the comment section now. I would appreciate it, but we are going to add it later. I love podcasts, so I will definitely be listening in. Thank you,
Yes,
Justine.
definitely. Yes.
Yes, yes. And don't forget to follow Justine. And on September 11th, we got to be tuned in, watching her do her thing. Okay. So, wait, I got to go back a little bit to this,
Yes.
the audition and everything, right?
Okay.
Oh, wait, repeat the IG again. I'm sorry for
Yes, I'm
Malika.
sorry. So it's just JUS _LINDSAY _.
All right. And thanks, Malika. So I know you told me it got down to 100 and something. When it was the final, how many people were at the final like audition, like the final one before they picked?
Gotcha. So let me take it back. I'm sorry, because I
Okay.
think I did confuse you. So during the first semifinals, yes, there you go. Thank you, Andrew. Yes.
Thanks,
It
Gabor.
was it was 655 who made it to semifinals. The
Okay.
next round in person was 180. Then from 180, she took 80 people to finals, and then I became the lucky 30.
Oh my God. Wow. Out of 80. So did y'all know for the final one, right? And then all the past cheerleaders was in there, which is great. Now wait, do they get to say who the 30 part of the 30 is gonna be? That's why they're there also, or just the 20 judges?
So it was just the 20 judges, but but they weren't judges like they were like, news anchors, people from, like, magazine companies. Like, she wanted to bring people that, like, don't really have so much experience in dance,
Mm-hmm.
because she wanted to see, okay, you can have all the experience in the world, like your leg can go all the way up to here, but that's not what we want to see. We want to see if you can entertain. And um I was shocked, because not only was it like almost like 120 degrees on that field, but we were just like, I was so hot, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it all that I got. And I was shocked that we made it down to 30, because I think the last couple years, it was only like 25 members on the team. So to 30, I
Wow.
was like, wow, like that's okay. Like we're getting somewhere.
Beautiful, beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yes.
So the routine that y'all have to do at the final one, do you know it ahead of time? Like, can you be in your house practicing
Oh,
before
yes,
that
ma'am.
day?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So during the semifinals, right before finals, so there's like a little bit of there was a lot going on during that process. So
Okay.
all of the 80 people, yes, was it 80? Yes, or 180. 80 people who made it, or that was going over to the finals. They were like, everybody, or all of the directors who was a part of it, I'm sorry, put us in the uniform, the throwback uniform from our inaugural team back in 1996, the first team. So when
Wow.
they put us in the uniforms, they also recorded us doing like a little, like a little intro. And so she used that also to make the team, like the members who made the team, but also our interview questions that I can never forget. And from there, she used that to kind of like go along with the interview question and also the choreography, because we were able to learn the choreography from semifinals, and it was 3 routines that we had to do, and they were back to back.
Wow.
So we had to like go hard with this hip hop routine, and then not for nothing, and I was very, very shocked, but I was also like, okay, I love this team. She allowed us, and she choreographed to Ease on Down the Road from The Wiz, my coach. And I was so blessed because I was able, it kind of gave me like a Bob Fosse type of dance feel, but I loved it. And just hearing the music, Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, just so many beautiful people that I grew up listening to have her allow us to dance to that song at finals, I was like, okay, listen, it can't get any better than this. So, yes.
Beautiful. That's wonderful. So I have some quick questions for you. What's your favorite color?
Woo, my favorite color is pink and burgundy.
Okay. What's your
Yes.
go-to outfit when you just got to run somewhere?
Say that one more time.
Your go-to outfit if you just got to run somewhere really quick?
Oh gosh, sweatpants and a tank top.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your favorite lip color?
Oh, okay. Now I will say I can wear a plethora of colors, but I would say a nice rich red or a nice rich purple.
Okay. 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 And so what advice would you give someone? Oh, somebody said not Carolina blue.
I love a Carolina blue. I love the Carolina blue, but well, our color blue is like a baby blue, so I can actually wear it. I
Okay.
just don't see it on my lips because I'm a little on the darker side, so I don't know. We're gonna have to ease into that. But I mean, the uniforms, they look, they look good. They look
It
good.
looks good. Okay. And so listen, so when you I know you got on the team and you was very
Yes.
happy, very excited about that.
Yes.
And you said a lot of people congratulated you. And so that is a beautiful thing. When you finally like it all sunk in, like what did you think? Like how did you feel?
I felt amazing. I mean, you know what, to be honest with you, and this is like, I've said this in other interviews, but I'm going to be very, 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 not dramatic, but just like, I haven't had my moment yet.
Okay.
And I really feel like I'm going to have my moment when I step foot out on the field the first game.
Yeah.
Because everybody else had their moment. But I didn't like cry. I didn't do anything of that nature. Like I cried when I made the team and got the
Right.
announcement. But I think like I just never had I didn't have my moment yet. And I think I'm going to have it the first game. But I will say, like, the responses were beautiful. But of course, I did get some negative responses. Um, and especially from because I know 50 Cent also posted me on his Instagram,
Really?
and he posted me on his Instagram, and he was actually very supportive. So I thank
Okay.
him for that. But it was just some of the comments that, some of the people that was just
Underneath
commenting on my
underneath what he
post.
said.
And, I was just, it just to show you that we have so many, people who still don't get it. They think it's a publicity stunt, but also too, it was just some hurtful things, especially from from our community. It's just like, wow, like, okay, like you see, someone of color, breaking down barriers, because they don't even have to pick us
Yeah.
to be cheerleaders
Yeah.
or anything. And as athletes, it could just be only one race, but the fact that they're allowing us to be ourselves, and also someone who's trans and who's also African American, to do this, embrace it. So I was just very shocked. But I know, my family always tell me, you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea,
Right.
but you just have to just stay true to you. And as long as you're true to yourself, everything else will tune out. But I was very shocked at some like the negative comments. It was a
Mm.
little like wow, like I have to kind of like watch where I go now. So
Oh, was that it got that bad?
it was to the point where people were saying, bring your Glock. We can't
Oh
wait to
my
see her,
God.
like on the field. We're gonna make sure we shut some stuff down. And I was just like, this ain't nothing but the devil. And I just didn't even. But I think he took it. I think 50 Cent took it down because I think it was a lot of negativity behind it. But I
Yeah.
also did thank him under his post, and I just told him, I said, thank you for shedding light to my community and to myself, and that was it. I didn't say anything else because
Yeah.
I didn't want I didn't want like his publicist to think that I was trying to like come on to him or anything like that. Like, no, I just wanted to
Yeah.
appreciate this man
That was
for
very
shedding
nice of
light.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was really nice of him. And I mean, I don't know what people would think. Why would this be a publicity stunt? Like, you're living your life, you're following your dream. And I think it's a great thing that I think the more that we all interact and talk to each other and hear each other's stories, we'll find out that we all the same. Like, we all
yes,
want to live our dreams, we all want to
yes,
be
yes, yes,
happy.
yes.
That's it. So Curve said, do you see yourself married with kids, or you just want to be single to mingle?
I definitely see myself married with kids. Well, with whatever God blesses me with, but I definitely see myself married and having kids because I just feel like God didn't put us on this earth to just be by ourselves. He want us to be he want us to be able to you know extend our legacy, and that's what I want to do. So
Yeah, I like that. Extend our legacy. Yes. Oh, Sin City from Nola said, come back and join us again, Justine. We have fun over here.
yeah, okay.
Malika said it's just ignorance. Continue to do you, Justine. Yes, we're going
Yes,
to be supporting you, rooting
thank
for you.
you,
We're
thank you so
very
much.
happy for you. Mel said, pay small-minded weak people no mind, Justine. Keep living your dream. Yes,
Yes,
yes.
I sure will. And one thing
Hmm.
about me, I'm a very, very strong individual. Because I smile a lot. I also have my moments where I do break down, but also too, I have to keep telling myself that I'm a pioneer. I'm a leader within my community, and I've always said that at the end of the day, no one's ever done this. So I'm very, very, very privileged and very proud of myself to make it this far because, I just want other people to know, like, hey, somebody had to do it. And if I had to do it, then hey, by all means.
Right. I do. I mean, like I said, I'm so proud of you. And I
Thank you.
also like that, I want to say it's Judge Mathis. His son, like,
Yes.
he has a show now, and his son was brave
Yes,
enough
yes,
to talk
yes,
on the show. I mean, I think the more we see it, the more
yes.
people can understand and realize, like, we all just want to be happy, right?
It's so funny that you said that because we had Fan Fest yesterday for all of like our fans in the community to like come out. And basically Fan Fest is like an opportunity for like people who may not be able to pay for a ticket to kind of
Oh,
like have that football experience. And so when we had Fan Fest, all of the cheerleaders went out and we did appearances. And I remember this woman, I read her lips clearly, but she was yelling it out to me, and I could hear what she said. She was telling me that this is my daughter. She wants to be just like you, but also you made her day and mine. And I just remember just like I got so teary eyed, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, no, not like I can't mess up my
that's
makeup. I
all
can't
right,
do this.
all
No, no,
right.
no, no." But I was just like, it's so humbling to to see that you inspire and you touch another life. I
Yes.
tell people all the time, this is so much bigger than me. And I'm gonna make sure that I represent my community until my last breath. And that's what I stand for, and I love who I am. And I tell people all the time, God does not make mistakes.
At all. No, he does not. Not at all. Magic Johnson's son is another one, very strong. Like,
Oh yes, 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 yes.
yes, yes. So I think, it's great when people can be themselves and have such a positive attitude and kind of show everybody else and show the world. Listen, I could talk to you forever. I love you. You are absolutely gorgeous,
Thank you.
amazing. We will definitely be watching on September 11th. See, you're gonna
Yes.
make me a football fan because I don't really do sports. But for you, I'm gonna watch. For you,
Listen,
I'm
I
definitely
promise you,
gonna
I've
watch.
gotten so many people say like I'm not a football fan whatsoever. But the fact that you did this, like yes, I'm a fan now. But I would definitely keep you in the know for sure, with everything that's going on because I feel like, I want to be able to bless those who bless me. Because you
Mm,
didn't have to do this. You didn't have to have me on, on your
right.
YouTube page. But the fact that you did this, it just speaks volumes. And I appreciate you for
Oh,
allowing me to tell my story because I I treat my story with care. And I only give my story to those who are genuine and authentic and see me as a person and not this person in the media. And so,
right.
I appreciate you and all of your subscribers tuning in and asking me questions. I love y'all all. Stay blessed, stay positive, and I thank God. I do.
Yes. And I thank God we was blessed with you on a Friday night. And listen,
Right.
let me tell you something, Justine. I got two left feet. I can't dance. So when I come out
What?
the door, I'm terrible. I'm terrible. I
I
can do a
would
good
not
two.
believe
I can
that.
do a
I
good
would
two.
not believe that. I think you can get down. You can do your thing. I really feel that way.
I can do a good two step. But listen, when I come to North Carolina, you're gonna teach me some things. But
Yes, come to Charlotte. Come to Charlotte, and I tell you, I will make it happen. Bring your friends, bring your girlfriends. Listen,
I
I'm gonna.
will. I will. This
Yes.
right here, this is one of my girlfriends. She moved somewhere around your area. So
Okay.
when I come to visit her, we're gonna hit you up. Now, I gotta say, you know what? You are absolutely amazing, and I pray and wish for
Yes.
nothing but the best for you. And I know you're gonna do extremely well. You have broke down a barrier, and you broke down more than one barrier. And I think that's the importance of seeing you in this role. Like you said, traditionally, it's not a lot of color or flavor on these cheerleading teams. So that was just one barrier right there. And then the
Yes.
other barrier, oh, thank you. Sorry. Justine, you are a ray of sunshine. Thank
Oh,
you
thank you.
guys.
Thank you.
Oh,
Oh, I love
oh,
that.
wait.
Thank
Malika
you.
said she actually lives in Charlotte, so she will be there. Right.
Yes. Yes.
Both beautiful. Oh, thank you, Mel. This was a
Yay.
wonderful interview. We love you.
Thank
Um,
you, Mel.
yes, yes. So I
Oh,
always like people to end with final words. Like, what do you want to say to us as your final words to us for right now? Because we're going to see you again. But
yes.
for today, what would you like
um,
your final words to be to us?
I would just say, you know what, my final words will be this. I am Justine. I am she. I am her. I am God's child. I am not a mistake. I am a
Mm.
purpose, and I am a reason. I am a reason why I'm here, and I just thank everybody in my family and those who I do not know who just support me and want to see me grow. But I would say I love you all. I love all my supporters and even my haters who hate. But I just, I'm just very blessed and thankful.
And I'm thankful. You know what I love that you're saying? That you are a child of God. You're here with a reason and for a purpose. And you know what? I want the world, a long time ago, you probably don't know this, but when it was that Rodney King, he used to always say, can we all just get along?
Oh yes, 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 yes,
Yes.
yes.
And that's what I want for us. And that's why I really wanted to do this interview so that more people can see we're all the same. It's not a big deal.
Absolutely,
Chill out,
absolutely.
people. It's not that
Yes,
deep, right?
yes,
You don't have to
absolutely.
threaten nobody. You don't have to be crazy about it. Thank you, Mel. Beautifully said,
Thank
Miss
you.
Justine. Yes. Miss G said, keep your head to the sky.
Yes,
Um,
Miss G, I sure will.
Yes, and
Absolutely.
love it. Yes. Great, Miss G. I feel so inspired now. Thanks, Justine. Yes, we love you. Your spiritual DNA is perfect. Oh my God, that gave me chills. That,
Yes, I already got the chills down my
right? That is so sweet. Thank you guys. Yes, Lisa, right? We're all the same. I really don't care what color you are,
Yes,
who you choose to love. We're all the same, right? And
yes,
we all
yes,
just want to be happy and just have a good time together and have fun. But the most important thing is you had a dream, you went after your dream. You about to live your dream. On September 11th, we're gonna be cheering
yes,
you on. Okay, I'm gonna post you up again, and you
yes,
turn me into
yes.
football. Listen, people been trying to get me on the football for years, and here it is. You did it.
You
Okay,
have a reason now. You have a
I
reason.
have a reason
Yes,
now.
yes,
So don't forget, everybody, please follow Justine. Don't
yes,
forget about her podcast. We want to get her podcast numbers up. Okay. So check her out on her podcast. Follow her on IG. Follow her on Facebook. I will make sure everything is in the description with the exception of the podcast. I'm going to add the podcast to the description so that
yes.
everybody will be able to find it. I love you guys. Thank you for spending this Friday night with us. We're going to keep in touch with Justine because we're going to see her in the movies. Okay,
Yeah.
we're going to see her on our TV screen outside of her cheerleading.
Yes,
You are making good moves, and I think you're a great person to definitely talk to young people that
yes.
are going through this situation because it's not easy. Like
No, it's not.
there are some, people out there. I think a lot of times when people are being mean, it's because they haven't even come into themselves yet, right? A lot of times they're reflecting their hate for themselves onto
On
another
someone,
person.
yes, yes.
Yes.
And
And I think that, go ahead.
my
No,
grandmother,
go
she
ahead.
used to always tell me, you know, she used to always tell me this, and I did not understand it for the life of me until now. She used to always say, "What would Jesus do?"
Mm,
And that right there, I just, you know what? I don't have a response for that. I'm just gonna walk away and just
yes.
hope and pray that this person will just change some way, somehow.
Yes, yes. And stay safe. I'm praying for your safety. I'm praying for everything for you. I really
Thank
do. I'm
you.
feeling you through the spring.
You
I'm
know,
feeling you. I'm feeling you. I
in the
feel the
next
good
couple of months, I
energy.
will be gray. I'm tired of this bald, but I will be going to gray
You know
soon.
what? But can I tell you something? But you look absolutely amazing. It's beautiful on you.
Thank you. I
Yeah,
mean, well,
it
I
really
think
is.
I don't wore it so much now for like
Uh-huh.
almost like a year or two straight. So I like it, but I get, I'm at the stage where I'm kind of like getting indecisive. But
Right.
this is also another reason why my coach picked me on the team, because I didn't come in with long extensions. I came in
So
with a
natural and
bald look.
beautiful.
So she said I'm representing for all the bald girls. So hey, listen, if you
Yes.
out here, listen, we here, okay? We are
Yeah,
here.
I'm
Yes.
telling you, I mean, it's a beautiful look on you. And you
Thank
all the
you.
pictures you sent me for me to do like the promotion, I
Yes.
love all of them. But my
Thank
girlfriend, my
you.
girlfriend picked that one with you. She's like, this is the one. I was like, all right,
Yes.
we're gonna use that one.
Thank you.
You look,
Thank you.
yes, and everybody. So thank you guys so much, Justine. I absolutely do
Oh,
love you. I love you. And you listen, your parents and your family and your siblings, amazing. I could tell just how well adjusted you are, that you really do have a good support system
yes,
behind you.
ma'am. Yes,
And
ma'am.
thank God you do. And
Yes,
you
ma'am.
know what? I'm glad that you signed up for the Brothers and Sisters program. I know you're going to be a great asset to some young individuals.
Yes.
And we doing. I'm gonna make you say right here on this, right here, right now. You gonna teach me how to dance?
Oh yes, okay. Everyone in the world who is listening, when when Cheryl come out here to Charlotte, I am going to teach her how
How
to
to
dance.
dance?
We're not gonna be two left feet anymore. We're gonna be getting down
I'm gonna get down.
to some Frankie Beverly and Mays, some OJs. We're gonna be, yeah, yes, yes. Don't ask me why I know these people. I grew up my family is very old school. I grew up with my parents and my grandma. So like I grew up listening to Anita Baker, Shaka Khan, all the greats. So yes. We're
All
gonna be getting
righty.
down out here.
Okay, we're gonna get down. All
Yes.
right. Love you, Justine. All
Love
right,
you too.
guys.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so much.
much. Thank
All right,
you.
guys. Have a good night, everyone.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye bye.